This is a Gym and Tonic production.
Like I said, I'm not
Yeah.
saying if you have a face tattoo, it's not what I'm saying.
No, I know. Also, Mike Tyson has had a lot of head trauma.
Yeah.
So like that.
It makes sense to get a face tattoo.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but like he's, that obviously is going to affect the way a person thinks and behaves and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. So
Yeah,
we
we're
kind
getting
of
deep into it.
we kind of got crunches out of the way. We got, we tied in spot reduction. Like I would say that this applies across the board, right? Like you're not going to.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you the number. I'm going to tell you the one I get for. Okay, let's talk about spot reduction.
Okay.
Ask the question. Say the statement.
Can you spot reduce?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
On your body?
Okay.
The answer is no.
Correct.
Mostly. Yeah.
I'll say emphatically no. I'm going to say emphatically.
Emphatically,
almost to accept where you're saying like, hey, I want to lose my belly fat. You're like, yeah, it's just lose weight. So like it'll be like, yeah, you lose weight, but you know what?
But again, you can't crunch it out.
No, and this is the thing. So spot reduction, yes. This is the thing. I'm going to tell you the number one. Tell me your number one.
My number one what?
What's the one you get where they're like, I'm trying to lose this part of my body?
Belly.
Okay, so belly's number. That's yours.
But I would say for women, it's between belly.
That's it. That's the one. Oh my God, that's the one.
And inner thighs.
Okay,
those are the three.
So yeah, number one for me, triceps. They're always like, I want to get rid of this, so they want to just come in and do tricep work all the time. It's like growing that tricep is not going to burn that body fat. Mm-hmm. We all store body fat differently in our body at different places.
Just like we talked about earlier with the abs. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Everyone stores it differently. I know there's a guy I know, and he stores them so bad in his hamstrings, and he'll look great, and he's just got these. Everyone stores them differently.
Everybody, 100%.
If you want to lose body fat on a specific area of your body, training that body part is not going to accelerate that burn of body fat in that area. If you have the flab or whatever, the extra skin or loose body fat on the lower part of your triceps, the amount of muscle that you're gonna have to build to eliminate that it would have to be your full-time job of just doing like tricep extensions. That'd be like your job doing that in order for them to grow at that rate.
Yeah.
Looking at like Tour de France racers, how big their legs are. It's like you would have to be at their rate where it's like that's all they're doing to get their legs that big. That's what you would need to do for your triceps. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or you can do what we've been talking about.
Right. Watch your diet. Lose overall body fat.
Build big muscles.
Yeah.
So it's always like I want to lose this here, and it's so hard because it's tough because sometimes you struggle with this, and I'll be open about it. I struggle with it. Sometimes you get to the point with clients where they become right. They just become right. And it's like they're going to go to a trainer. They're going to go to someone that's going to just work that muscle. So we're going to do it.
Can I tell you that I think so much of that unfortunately stems from the culture that was very rampant in like the 90s and the 2000s with magazines, where Cosmo magazine, 17 magazine, Women's Health, all of these magazines. And I used to get these magazines and I would read these articles about this is how you burn belly fat. This is how you get your butt big. This is how you burn the inner thigh fat, blah, blah, blah. And I would, because I had, body dysmorphia in high school and started being obsessed with what my body looked like a lot of times because of these fucking magazines. But they would be on a page. There would be a page in 17 magazine. And it would be like and it would have like 9 exercises. Do these 3 times a week to burn inner thigh fat, to get your legs looking. You guys remember when the goal used to be your thighs don't touch?
Yeah.
And I would tear that page out and I would paste it up on my wall.
Wow.
Because I was like, this is what I need to do. And I would do that because an expert was telling me that that's what I needed to do. So I would do that for 3 days a week for 2 months. And then I'd be like, why is nothing happening? And then what you do is you blame yourself. You think you're doing something wrong. And unfortunately, I think that a lot of that perception of this is what I need to do comes from that culture and what was happening with those magazine articles. And I
now
think
it's social media.
And now it's social media. I think it's gotten better because I don't see as much of that out there, but it definitely does still exist.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's women. It's kind of like the women that are like 50s, 60s, 70s. Those are the women that's typically the population that comes to me and asks for that specific thing. And then I have to try to teach them that that's not, unfortunately, how it works. And then a lot of them push back, kind of like what you're saying.
Yeah, I read something recently that there was an article in one of those like Cosmopolitan or something, or Vogue, like back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And it was a diet. They had this it was like the cigarette and wine diet.
Uh-huh.
And and it was wild. It was like, yeah, you're drinking like 2 glasses of white wine and it's like no protein. And they're like, yeah, this
Wild.
is your surefire to lose weight. And it was like they're telling you to drink alcohol to lose weight. Like to get your calories from alcohol. It's like the complete backwards philosophy of what true science tells you that you're supposed to be doing.
There were crazy diets published in these magazines. One was like lemon water and cucumbers, and like that was like all you were supposed to eat. Or like there's like the soup diet where you just exist on soup every meal. It's wild.
Do you remember all the cleanses?
Yes.
That used to be like a huge thing.
Huge thing.
Yeah. It's just kind of been eliminated now.
Yeah, you see it every once in a while still, but like I think for the most part people have recognized that all that is it's just like making you go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I will. Yes, I will say this with the spot. If you want to grow your glutes, then you grow your glutes. You can.
True.
If you want bigger biceps, you can build bigger biceps.
True.
If you want better triceps, you can build triceps by working your triceps.
But
you can't lose weight in a certain area by training that area. You don't lose by gaining. That's not how it works. If you're trying to spot reduce, you focus on the biggest muscles.
Yeah.
Work big muscles. Shred your diet down to your maintenance or at a deficit where you're below what you're burning daily. Eat protein, build muscle.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's what we're going to say about, I'm pretty sure everything on this list is going to be the same thing.
Okay, next one. Oh, I can't wait to get into this one. Running is bad for your knees.
Oh, okay. Wow. I'm going to be honest with you.
Tell me.
I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I run.
You run.
Like once a week with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Let's talk about it.
Again.
I think you can.
Majority myth for sure.
Okay, let's hear about it.
Okay.
Where does it come from?
That's a really good question. I think, here's the thing. I think a lot of people don't grow up learning how to run properly, right? Like I don't think a lot of people are taught what their form is supposed to look like. I think running is often a punishment used in other sports, especially like high school, college, for their particular sport, right? Like we have you shoot free throws in basketball, and out of 10, you only make 2. Well, we're going to have you go run laps around the basketball court, right? So unless you're taught how to, not only how to run, but also again how to support your running and your running form. I think it's very easy to not necessarily run correctly, but also you're not like, okay, so strength training to support running has really only been a thing in like recent years. Growing up, they didn't want us to strength train because we were supposed to be the leanest. Again, this is where it goes back to like weightlifting makes you bulky, right?
Right.
Like, well, weightlifting is going to make you bulky, so we don't want you in the weight room. We want you to be the thinnest runner because carrying extra weight is going to make you slower. So that was the school of thought when I was growing up. We don't take you to the weight room. All the other football, weight room, wrestling, weight room, even basketball, weight room, but not running. We were never in the weight room. Now it's very different now, right? So right. When I was coaching high school, we had the kids in the weight room 2 to 3 days a week. Yeah. And now obviously I'm a strength and conditioning coach for runners, right? So like it's totally changed. But I think going along with that school of thought where we don't want you in the weight room, was unfortunately like when you run, if you're not a runner where your posterior chain is engaging, down the road, you might have knee issues. If you're a quad dominant runner and you never work your glutes and you never work your hamstrings, you might have issues, but it's not inherently bad for your knees. I've been running since I was 12. I've never had a knee problem. I've had every other type of problem, wow. But I have never had a knee issue with running.
Wow.
Okay. So in high school, I had a patellar tracking issue, but that wasn't from running. That was just from growing. You know what I mean? Like I was growing very quickly. And so, but yeah, inherently running is not going to be bad for your knees. If you are protecting your joints by, running correctly, so your form is looking good, you're not doing all sorts of weird shit, and by strength training, you're not going to have any knee issues. How many times do you hear of people stepping off a curb and tearing their ACL, right? Playing basketball and tearing their Achilles, skiing and tearing their ACL, right? Running is not going to be the thing that tears your ACL. Yeah. It's going to be somebody blasting into your knee when you're playing soccer, or twisting weird when you're skiing and you're obviously your feet are like stuck in the skis and whatnot, and like all sorts of weird shit happens. That's what's going to cause those issues.
Where do you think is the safest place to run for your joints?
So that's a good point. So that's where I do say like there's a caveat to most things. If you are pounding the pavement every single day, concrete, so if we talk about surfaces like running surfaces, concrete is going to be your hardest surface. Okay. Then
you don't want to run on concrete.
You want to minimize it. If you can, you want to minimize it. Then you've got asphalt. That's hard, but it's actually less hard than concrete. Track surfaces. Track surfaces are going to be actually pretty nice on your joints because it's like a spongy like surface. Gravel, cinder, grass is going to be your softest option for sure. Treadmills, it kind of depends on the treadmill. So like if you can very easily run on treadmills that have no bounce to them, that are a little bit more of like a stable, like the deck itself is just harder and doesn't have a lot of bounce back. And then there's going to be treadmills that have that like offer that bounce back. So yeah, I will say if you are having joint issues, whether it's knees, whether it's ankles, whether it's hips, whatever it may be, back, I would say the softer the surface, the better. Yeah. So, but again, it's not going to be running is not going to be inherently bad for your knees.
If you're doing it correctly.
If you're doing it correctly and you're supporting your running by strength training. Yeah. So it's just like, I mean, any sport, you can say like, well, swimming is terrible for your shoulders. It's like, well, not inherently, right? Like, sure, if you're doing something weird or if you're not like supporting your swimming by lifting, you might have a shoulder issue. Yeah. So
I learned something.
That's my spiel. Yeah.
I have no knowledge of the run. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to run, I always direct them to
me.
Always. Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Cause I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So we tackled that one. Okay. Next one. Carbs are bad.
Yeah.
The villain of the macronutrients.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's a tough one. My thoughts on this is that, well, I mean, carbs are so important.
But you're eating different carbs.
Meaning?
You're not eating what all Americans are eating.
That's true. That is true. So I have a lot to say about this topic because as a runner and as like an endurance athlete and even with High Rocks now, like, and you probably do this too, before you go and work out, we're not going to have like a bowl of like fibery carbs, right? Like we're not going to eat like a fibrous cereal with almonds on the, you know what I mean? Like, because that's going to fuck with our digestion while we're doing whatever activity it is, right? So like that's where, yes, I would say for the average person, you want to reduce your refined carbs as much as possible, especially if you're trying to live a healthy lifestyle and lose weight or at least just like maintain. But for those of us who are going to work out and for anybody who's going to work out, you might want to reach for that white bagel before your run, before your High Rocks workout, before your HIIT workout. Because again, if you're eating something super fibery, it's not going to go down well. So that's where I'm like, carbs are good. We want that. When I'm telling my athletes to prep for a half marathon or a full marathon or even a 10K, I have them carb load. And you know what, that's not a super fibery carb load. Like those 3 days leading up to the marathon, I'm like pushing bagels. I'm saying you drink your fucking Gatorade, drink your liquid IVs. You know what I mean? Like we want your glycogen stores to be topped off when you go into that marathon. We want as much carbs as possible, as much sugar as possible in your body. Is that the way it is the rest of the time? Like on a normal day? Not necessarily. If you're going out for a long run the next day, you've got a 15-mile run, I still might have eat pasta the night before. Right? But like the villainization of carbs, I'm just not a fan of.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your take?
Well, I just think I think I speak from our region. You know, if you look at the world in general, you should have a good blend of fat, protein, carbs in your diet.
Yes.
Like if you look around the world, regardless of what country that you're in, you should be getting an even blend of all three of those. Mm-hmm. In our country, our culture is very lazy. American culture is extremely lazy. Most people, the majority of the population now is overweight, I think.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Or it's like the big portion of the country.
Yeah.
It's more than it's ever been.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, it may not be the majority. I don't know. It's trending towards there.
Sure.
You know, where most people are out of shape and overweight. And what I know from most people that I work with, when we track their food and start seeing what they're eating, they are heavy on carbs.
Yeah, okay.
So
I don't disagree, actually.
And why they're heavy in carbs is if they were taking the amount of food that they were eating, they were putting them into good carbs, like natural carbs, like vegetables, things with high fiber, as opposed to what most people are doing is they're eating packaged food, things from restaurants, fast food, and anything that's just quick and easy for them to make. Packaged, processed foods are what most people are eating. And that's why, and I always hate to say too, like you shouldn't eliminate carbs.
No.
So to say like, well, carbs are the enemy, it's not that they're the enemy. It's just the majority of people are taking in too many of them.
Too many of them, and like you said, the incorrect ones.
And they're not eating enough protein, and surprisingly, they're not eating enough. Most people aren't eating enough fat too.
That's so true. That's so
true.
Like
we think it's like, you know, fat used to be the thing where it was like you want low fat foods, and now it's really like you need foods that have at least a third. You want an even blend. So your diet should be 1/3 fat, 1/3 protein, one-third carbs.
Well, and they used to replace the low fat foods. They replaced those low fat foods with sugar, right? So like the low fat yogurts,
it's just high
because the yogurt then didn't taste good without the fat. Then they would replace it with sugar.
Yes, which is kind of where we are now. Like we didn't have this level of obesity back when there were high fats in foods. So we're, and I never. So when I work with clients, I'm trying to always get them out of the mindset of eliminating things, because elimination forces you to focus on it. So instead
and it causes deprivation, and like too much deprivation is going to cause you to binge at a certain point in time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think instead of telling you don't eat carbs, is like you need to load protein into your diet, and that cuts into it. But you should have your diet, like carbs are what fuel your body. That's what, like protein is not going to fuel a workout for you.
Correct.
Like if you're just eating nothing but protein, it's going to be hard for you to crush a workout, because all your body is going to heal and repair after those workouts. But during the workout itself, like you don't have enough.
You're not going to have any glycogen.
You don't have any glycogen. So you have to get that through your carbs. That's what fuels energy. It gives
also, your brain runs on glycogen.
Yes. So it's, but I'll say this, there's not a lot of foods out there that are high in protein that are fucking bad for you. There's just not a lot of them. They are out there, but there's not a lot of them, you know? So so I get where it's like, well, carbs are bad. They're not bad, but I get where the root of it comes from.
Yeah.
Because like if I look at any person that comes to me, I guarantee you, I look at their macros, it's always 60 to 70% carbs.
Yeah.
Almost always. Almost every person I see. And what's funny is what is the AMDA or whatever, the American Medical Association, AMA.
Okay.
Their standards that they give us for like the food pyramid and what you should be.
It is like, don't they have like 65% carbs on there?
Yeah, you're only supposed to have, and they're telling you, but it's minimum of what you're supposed to be alive. Their protein is like 10% of your diet.
No, it's wild.
It's wild what they're telling us to do is fucking crazy. Because that's not, if you go through any nutrition program, they're going to tell you that that's garbage, you know. I will say this, alcohol is the enemy. I will say that. Anybody, if you're trying to, I'm never going to tell you shouldn't drink alcohol. Because you know what, it's like, it's your life, you need to, and I'm not going to be like because I drink alcohol.
We know.
Yeah. But you shouldn't.
Right.
It's fucking killing you.
It's terrible.
And it's erasing everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that like should be the enemy, it's like, this is the enemy. It's like alcohol is. It should be that's your number one enemy, should be alcohol, and eliminating that from your diet completely. That will probably serve you better than
100%
than any carbs that you're taking in. Now,
fucks your sleep, fucks your recovery, fucks your HRV. Oof.
Yeah. So I'll say that if you're trying to eliminate one thing and you have one thing that's if you're not drinking any alcohol, then you can start looking at your macros.
Yeah.
You know, but alcohol should be number one.
Oh, and soda though. Because
soda's
do you remember
the worst thing that you can do?
Do you remember the episode where you said that you'd rather people drink alcohol than soda?
You know what? I'd almost rather you smoke meth than fucking drink pop.
I think you said that too.
And I'll die on that hill. I will die on that fucking hill for sure. Most people, but it's the same thing. Alcohol, like if you're drinking alcohol daily, it's worse for you than drinking pop daily.
Yeah.
But people that are drinking pop, it's like that's all you're doing all day. That you're getting the majority of it's.
Yeah, I think if you're a soda drinker, you're like a soda drinker. Yeah. Like you're drinking it it's one thing to have like a soda like every once in a while, right? Yeah. Like you go out to dinner, you have like, a Coke on the side, fine. But like soda drinkers, they're drinking a they're drinking like a liter a day.
Easily.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
And that's what you said. There's so much extra carbs. Then there's so much extra sugar in your diet.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's not carbs. It's not broccoli and carrots and onions. You know what I mean?
Those are not that right.
That's not the
Even
problem.
like oatmeal, not your problem.
That's not your issue. That's not your problem. It's the
Pop-Tarts.
Yes, the high sugar, high fructose corn syrup, the
bullshit.
alcohols, the beers.
Yeah.
That's what's in you.
Okay, so to wrap up, those are some of the biggest myths, I would say, in the fitness and nutrition industry. Hopefully that was helpful for some of you guys. Yeah, I think we covered a lot of topics today, actually. Yeah. It was super interesting. I feel like I learned some stuff from you, too.
Yeah, we blink our eyes and it's over. Huh?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Look at us. Just killing time.
Well, thank you all for joining us for another episode of Gym and Tonic.
Yes, thank you for watching.
Hyro was not able to join us today. He is sick, but hopefully he'll be with us next time.
Yes.
And thanks for tuning in. If you wouldn't mind, please hit the subscribe button, give us a little rating, and share with a friend.
Please.
We would super appreciate it.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. See you next time.